Welcome to the part 4, and that is the final part of the hire purchase system. In all our previous parts, we have clearly understood what are the different books of accounts to be prepared under the hire purchase system of purchase and sale in the books of hire purchaser as well as in the books of hire vendor. What are the necessary accounts to be prepared in both the books, and also the valuation of interest by preparing an analytical table. Alright. Now in that part also we had understood how to calculate cash price. My dear students, sometimes the annuity price or the annuity rate as per the annuity table will be provided to you. Alright. And using this annuity amount, you can calculate either the cash price or the hire purchase price. Alright, so in this part of video, let us start with the valuation of cash price with the help of annuity rate. So my dear students, when the hire purchase price and the annuity rate is given to you in the question, the simple formula to be applied to calculate the cash price is hire purchase price upon the number of installments multiplied by the annuity rate. This annuity rate is the present value of 1 rupee for a given number of years at a given rate of interest. Okay, so it says that what amount of money you have to invest right now to get a certain amount of interest in n number of years. Right. So the simple formula, I repeat again, is hire purchase price, which is already given to you in the question, divided by the number of installments. If say 5 installments are given, you need to divide the hire purchase price by 5 to get amount of 1 installment and then multiply it by the annuity rate, which is normally given in decimals. Okay. The same formula can be manipulated and we can find the hire purchase price as well. But before we move to that part, let us take an example and understand this well. Let's look at an example. The hire purchase price is rupees 25,500 and the present value of annuity for 1 rupee for 3 years at the rate of 5% is 2 rupees 72325 paisa. Okay, I told you this would be given in decimals and this value has been taken from the annuity table, but most of the time this value is provided to you in the question. Now as per the formula, I said hire purchase price upon the number of installments or multiplied by the annuity rate. Alright, so now here the amount of hire purchase price is simply divided by the number of installments, that is 3, which gives us the value 8,500, and this 8,500 is the amount of 1 installment which is now multiplied by the annuity rate given, which is 2.72325. This gives us the entire cash price, the whole amount of cash price of this hire sale system, which is 23,147.63. Why do we require this cash price? Come on, no need to tell, we need to calculate interest included in each installment. Okay, so the aggregate amount of interest, of course, you can calculate by deducting this cash price of 23,147.63 from the total hire purchase price, which is 25,500. But then what amount of interest is included in each installment? To find out that, you again have to go to that analytical table, begin with the initial cash price, which just now you have calculated by using the annuity rate. The same formula, a little manipulated, can give you the hire purchase price as well. Okay, so what I mean is to calculate hire purchase price by using the annuity value. So when the cash price is given to us and the annuity rate also has been mentioned to us, we simply change the formula. Okay, so now the formula is cash price divided by annuity rate. Earlier we had multiplied the amount with the annuity rate, now we are dividing this cash price with the annuity rate and multiplying it with number of installments, simply replacing the values. Earlier we divided with number of installments and multiplied with annuity rate. Now we are dividing with annuity rate and multiplying with number of installments. these are not two different formulas, my children. These are simply the manipulation of the same formula to get different values. Okay, so simply you can calculate the higher purchase price. Once you deduct the cash price from the higher purchase price, you can get the aggregate amount of interest as well. Okay, we now move further and take an example to understand this particular amount also. So, if the cash price is given 66,244, the present value of annuity of 1 rupee for 4 years at the rate of 8% is 3 rupees 3122 paisa. So, the formula says divide cash price by the annuity rate and multiply it with the number of installments. So, here we go, 66,244 divided by 3.3122, which is the annuity rate, multiply it with 4, that is the number of installments. What do you get? You get cash price. Yes, it is 80,000. That means each installment is of 20,000. 80,000 divided by 4, the number of installments. So, each installment is of 20,000 rupees. Now, how would you calculate the cash price included in each installments? Come on, no need to tell, you have to prepare the analytical table to get the amount of cash price included in each installment and the interest as well. Let's move further. Okay. Now, sometimes the rate of interest could be provided to you. The higher purchase price also can be provided to you, but you need to calculate the cash price. Okay, the cash price would be missing in the question. In that case, there are 3 methods available to calculate cash price. One last method of calculating cash price is the back calculation method. Okay, or you can say the reverse calculation method. Now, we simply need to follow just 3 simple steps. Okay, and those 3 simple steps are: find out the value of last installment, okay, then find out the value of the prior installment, and we will reach to the first installment. That is step by step. We start, climbing the ladder step by step right from down to the top. Okay, so how it is to be done, let us understand it well. Okay, now in each step we have 2 sub steps. Okay, which is number 1, find out the interest included in the last installment. Why? Because the first step is to calculate the last installment's cash price. Okay, to find out the cash price of the last installment, what you need to do? Number 1, calculate interest included in cash price. How it will be calculated, we will discuss just now, and then calculate the cash price included in the last installment. Okay, why? Because you are given the amount of installments, that is the breakup of higher purchase price in different installments is given to you in the question, and from that only you are going to derive the amount of interest and cash price included in each installment. Okay, the same procedure has to be moved further in upward direction. Okay, so the next step would be to calculate interest in the prior installment and then calculate cash price of the prior installment. Keep on repeating the same procedure till you reach the first installment. So, as many installments are there, the same second step will be repeated as many times till you reach the first installment. So, for the first installment also the same procedure has to be repeated, that is calculate interest included in the first installment and then calculate cash price included in the first installment. Well, you must be wondering that how it is to be done. Okay, let's have a look on how it is to be done. As you all know, if we are trying to find out the amount of interest from the amount which is inclusive of interest, the formula for that would be interest upon 100 plus rate of interest. Fine. Why? Because this amount of installment is already including interest. So, add up the rate of interest with 100 and divide it by 100 to get 1% value, and then multiply it with the rate of interest to get the amount of interest. As simple as that. The same procedure we might have followed while calculating, say, managerial remuneration in case of final accounts, isn't it? When the amount of profit is including commission, we divide it by 100 plus the rate of commission. The same way we need to calculate this interest as well. Okay, so here we go. When the amount of each installment and the rate of interest is given, each installment means breakup of hire purchase price, then first step, find out the interest included in the last installment. Okay, we start from the downward. So calculate interest included in the last installment. So write down the amount of last installment that will be given to you in the question, multiply it with the rate of interest and divide it by 100 plus the rate of interest given. If 5% is the rate of interest, then it will be multiplied by 5 upon 105. This is going to give you the amount of interest included in the last installment. Okay, now simply deduct this interest from the last installment to get the cash price included in the last installment. Okay, simple. Now we move to the next step, that is the amount of interest included in the prior installment, just the installment preceding the last installment. Okay, so for that the formula would be add up the cash price of last installment and the installment amount of the immediately preceding installment, that is the prior installment. Find the aggregate of the two. The amount of cash price just now you have calculated in step 1, add it with the just immediately preceding installment and then multiply it with rate of interest upon 100 plus rate. Okay, so calculate the aggregate multiplied by rate upon 100 plus rate. What is it going to give you? The amount of interest included in the previous installment. Once you have got the rate of the amount of interest included in the previous installment, simply deduct it from installment to get the cash price of the immediately preceding installment. Now for the calculation of the amount of interest included in the very first installment, the same procedure is to be repeated, and that is cash price of the last installment, that is the amount you have calculated just now in the prior step, and then add the amount of first installment to it. On this aggregate amount again apply rate of interest upon 100 plus rate. Okay, now this is going to give you interest of the first installment. Deduct this interest from the first installment amount to get the cash price of the first installment. If you add up all the cash prices together, you will get the aggregate cash price and the amount of interest you have already calculated. Find the total of these to find the total interest as well. Okay, very simple ways, different ways to calculate cash price. One simple method is simply deducting hire purchase price, deducting interest from the hire purchase price, the very first method. Second, annuity rate when it is given, then how to calculate cash price, and this is the back calculation method or the reverse calculation method. Okay, starting from last and coming to the first installment. Now in the end of this video, let us understand how to calculate interest when the rate of interest are not provided to you. Okay, earlier the cash price was not provided and now interest is not provided to you. The rate of interest when is missing from the question, then how would you calculate interest? Well, my dear children, there are 3 methods available to you. Okay, the 3 methods are product method, proportion method and inverse progression method. These 3 methods would be applied when the rate of interest is missing. Okay, but there is a very simple logic to apply these 3 methods, that is how the question is given to you and how are you going to apply these 3 methods or one of these 3 methods. Okay, so the first thing we move is the product method. Okay, now when is the product method applied? The product method is applied when the amount of each installments are unequal and the period between each installment is also unequal. Okay, so very simple way to judge which method is to be applied is, if in the question provided the amount of each installments and the period of each installment are unequal, go for product method. Correct? If the periods are equal, alright, that is the time period taken between the payment of each installment is equal, say it is quarterly or monthly or maybe annually, but the amount of installments are unequal, go for proportion method. Okay, I repeat, when the time period is equal but the amount of installments are unequal, go for proportion method. And when both these things, that is period and amount of installments both are equal, then go for inverse progression method. The very simple most method is inverse progression method, in which we divide the amount of interest in certain ratio. Okay. So let us understand it one by one. We move to the product method. Now under product method, let us take an example and understand it well. Okay. Suppose cash price is given to you rupees 81,800. The hire purchase price is also given 90,000 rupees. Interest rate is missing. How will you calculate interest? Yes, the simple thing, deduct cash price from the hire purchase price to get the aggregate amount of interest. Aggregate amount of interest has been calculated, it is there in your hand, but how would you calculate the amount of interest included in each installment? You are given with the amount of installments for say 4 years or maybe in different periods, time period. So as taken in the example, at the end of 4 months, the first installment has been made, which is 10,000 rupees. Then at the end of 6 months, beginning from the very first day, at the end of 4 months, first installment, at the end of 6 months, second installment, which is 15,000 rupees. First installment 10,000, second installment 15,000. Now again at the end of 9 months, see how irregular the payments are. First, the time period taken was 4 months. Next time the time period taken was 2 months. And then for the third installment, the time period taken is 3 months. So these time period are irregular in nature, and the amount of installments also are unequal, 10,000, then 15,000 and then 30,000, and the last installment has been paid at the end of 12 months of 35,000 rupees. So which method is to be applied? Of course, the product method. Okay. So let us understand how the product method is applied with the help of this simple table. Okay. So now the very first column to be prepared is the number of installments, 1, 2, 3, 4, as many installments are given to you, you will write in the first column. The second column is very important, where you are going to find out the difference between the two installments in months or in years. Okay. So like in this one, the first installment has been paid after 4 months. So the outstanding months in hand were 4 months for the first installment. For the second installment, the difference between the first and the second installment, that time period has to be taken as 6 minus 4, which is 2 months. Okay. For 2 months, the amount of second installment remained outstanding. The same way for the next installments also, you need to find the difference in the time period. So the third installment became due after 3 months, that is 9 minus 6 months. And similarly, the last installment became due again. By deducting 9 by 12, you get 3 months. Okay. So the different time periods have been given to you and you have calculated the outstanding months. Now the next column is the outstanding amount. The outstanding amount for the first installment is the entire amount of hire purchase price, that is 90,000. Okay. Now 90,000 has been written in the first row of the third column, and then you will deduct in the second row, that is from the entire hire purchase price, the first installment, okay, which is 10,000 rupees given to you already as first installment. The outstanding amount of hire purchase price, let me tell you, the outstanding amount is 80,000 rupees. Okay, 90,000 minus first installment 10,000 gives you outstanding amount 80,000, and similarly for the next installment also you need to calculate the outstanding amount. So out of the previous balance 80,000, deduct the next installment 15,000 to get the outstanding amount 65,000. Similarly for the last installment also, the previous balance, that is 65,000, minus the next installment, that is 30,000, you get the amount of the last installment. Okay, you have reached to the last installment, 5 installments were made. Okay, now the next important column is the product of the outstanding months and the outstanding balance. Simply find the product. Okay, so first column 90,000 multiplied by 4, 3,60,000. Second, 80,000 multiplied by 2, 1,60,000. 65,000 multiplied by 3, 1,95,000. 35,000 multiplied by 3 gives you 1,05,000. Find the aggregate of the products. Okay. Now comes the valuation of interest. We have already calculated the aggregate amount of interest by deducting the cash price from the hire purchase price and got the result of 8,200, the aggregate amount of interest. Now this interest is to be distributed in the proportion of the products. Okay, so let us find the proportion of the products. So how will you calculate? 8,200 the aggregate value of interest multiplied by the outstanding amount multiplied by the outstanding months, that is 3,60,000 the product, that is divided by the aggregate of products 8,20,000. Okay, the same procedure has to be followed every next year, that is 8,200 multiplied by 1,60,000, that is product, divided by the aggregate of products, and this is how you will get each installment's interest. Okay, 3,600, 1,600, 1,950 and 1,050 are the amount of interest, and using this interest you can calculate cash price also of each installment. Okay, so I hope product method is clear to all of you. Now we go to the even simpler form, that is, now proportion method, as I told, is applied when the periods are equal. Okay, the regular periods are there but the amounts are irregular or unequal. Okay, the amount of installments are unequal but the time period between each installment is equal. So let us take an example and understand it well. Now in the question, cash price given to you is 37,400, hire purchase price is 50,000 and the installments are paid annually. See, the installments are paid on regular intervals, the time period is equal but the amounts paid as installment are irregular, 15,000, then 12,000, then 10,000, 8,000 and 5,000. These are irregular, so we are gonna apply proportion method. Okay, so this table is even more simpler. Let us take a look on this particular table, just 4 columns. Okay, the first column being the number of installment, that is installment numbers. Second column being the unpaid amount of installments, unpaid hire purchase price, you can understand. Then the interest calculation, and then you can calculate cash price if you want. So let us start. The unpaid amount of hire purchase price is 50,000, that was already given to us in the question. The very first installment was of 15,000, deduct this amount from the initial hire purchase price to get the amount of the next outstanding amount, that is 35,000 remains outstanding on which interest is to be applied, and then 35,000 the previous balance deducted, deduct the next installment, that is 12,000 to get the amount 23,000, and likewise you get all the outstanding amounts. Find the aggregate of these outstanding amount so that we can divide the entire amount of interest in this particular proportion, isn't it? Now the period has not been considered in this particular method. Why? Because the periods are equal. Earlier we were multiplying the period also. Why? Because there the period of the installments were very important to be understood. Here the periods are equal, so it is immaterial now. So we go directly to the unpaid amount. So how the interest is to be calculated? Simply find the difference between hire purchase price and the aggregate cash price, get that aggregate amount of interest, and now we are dividing this interest in the proportion of the unpaid amount. So how it will be calculated? 12,600 is the total interest multiplied by the first outstanding amount divided by the aggregate outstanding amount, that is 1,26,000. Amount of interest is 5,000. Same procedure is to be followed every year. Okay, you can see how it is easily calculated. 12,600 multiplied by the next outstanding balance divided by the aggregate outstanding balance. Every year's interest is available in your hand. You can calculate cash price easily. Last method, that is inverse progression method, the most simple method of calculating interest. Okay, now in this, the installments, each installment is also equal and the time period is also equal. So simply you need to find the interest and divide it in the ratio of the outstanding number of installments. That is it. Okay. So here the example is cash price is given 50,000, down payment also is given 10,000, and each installment is of 11,000 paid annually or quarterly, whatever it may. Okay. So let us find the total hire purchase price. Here in this question, the hire purchase price in aggregate is not given. Let us find out. It's very simple. Add the down payment to each installment. 4 installments of 11,000 each makes 44,000. Add down payment 10,000. You get the total hire purchase price 54,000. Right? Now deduct cash price from this hire purchase price to get the aggregate interest. Let's have a look quickly how interest is calculated. It is very interesting. Yes. Why? Because the first column remains same, the number of installments. The second column is the number of unpaid installments. Mind it, not the amount, number of unpaid installments. Now here in this method, even the period becomes immaterial and the amount becomes immaterial because all are equal. Alright, so what we are worried about is the number of installment only. So right at the beginning, 4 installments were unpaid. Obviously, because we have not yet paid any installment as such. So in the beginning of the year, 4 installments were unpaid. So you will be calculating in this particular proportion. So simply write the number of installments unpaid. First 4, then 3, then 2 and then 1. Find the sum of these unpaid number of installments, which comes 10. And let us make a ratio of it. 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 2 by 10 and 1 by 10. Okay, that is 4:3:2:1 becomes your ratio. Divide the entire interest in this ratio. You get the amount of interest included in each year's installment. That is it. You have already done all these things while calculating discount. If you remember, at the time you used to write off the amount of discount allowed at the time of issue of debentures. Alright, fine. So I hope these methods of calculation of interest, the 3 methods, that is product method, proportion method and inverse progression method, is absolutely clear, and also the valuation of cash price. Okay, practice more and more. The more you practice, well you will become, and expert you will become. Okay, so till then, keep studying, keep healthy, stay safe. Bye bye.